Yes. hmm Any judge, legislature, its members, the committees, its employees, the governor and the governor's personal staff, political subdivision of the state. Now, administrative act, a person, yes, means myself as an individual, aggregate of individuals, corporation, partnership, or unincorporated association. Now, records mean all records, documents, books, papers, files, photographs, microfilms. Yes. Now, this specifying by name those agencies under the ombudsman jurisdiction. The Act permits jurisdiction over all state-related governmental operations and personnel, pursuance of public function, with certain limited exceptions which should be minimized. Oh, now. It looks like the ombudsman has jurisdiction over all of King County. Yes. And if they're, well, that's the way it looks right there. They have the jurisdiction to obligate you to enforce the laws. hmm They can investigate, yes. Any ministerial act of any employee of the judicial branch, yes. They are completely separate and independent from all elected state officials, lieutenant governor, treasurer. Mm. Let's see here. Include who are less immediately involved in policy making. Thus, appropriate officials to be excluded may vary state to state. Alternatively, the exclusion might read elected constitutional officials and their personal staff. Yes. Now, I think that they do know their actual authority of law. Yes. Mm. And since they do know it, if they don't use their authority to obligate you to remove right now, they're getting sued. Now, looking at the Wikipedia, it seems that the United Kingdom uses a lot of ombudsmen. Yes, yes, yes. I did actually email the fraud division of numerous police departments in England, Scotland, and Ireland. Yes. And I'm going to sue the Queen of England for obstructing any the obstructions of any of the enforcement, yeah, of the rights of myself as a citizen of this nation, yeah, or what's known as the human rights, yeah. Now I just went through a few of them. I did download a copy for myself. It's kind of nice. They got little stick figures in it. Yes. The incitement to conspiracy and subversiveness. All, as in every individual, is equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination the equal protection of the law. Every individual is entitled to equal protections against any discrimination and violation of this Declaration of the Human Rights and against any incitement to such discrimination. Now, in this state, you have incited the discrimination. You did. Yeah. You've all conspired together, yes, that you're going to refuse to enforce the RCWs, yes, of school districts. You're going to refuse to enforce the RCWs necessary to issue protection orders. You refuse to enforce the RCWs of due process and equal protections of law before issuing a dissolution of marriage. You refuse to enforce the laws. Now, you violated Article number 7 of the Human Rights Declaration. Because you've incited each other. Yes, incitement to such discrimination. Phew. Now, this whole idea of incitement, yes, it involves the idea of subversive activities. Yes, it does. Now, I'm going to get you the Black's Law Dictionary because it might be in here. Yes, it is. But there's a very good possibility, yes, that when you all conspire together right now, you did incite the discrimination against myself and my sons. Infraction, individual, existing as an individual entity. Do you consider yourself an individual entity when you call yourself, yes, a governmental entity, as in you're an individual? It's quite possible I'm going to take those assets. I'll tell you that right now. Now, incite. Incitement, the act or an instance of provoking, urging on, or stirring up. Criminal law, the act or persuading another person to commit a crime. Solicitation, insightful. Now let's say you have been inciting, yes, the discrimination against myself and my family. And in Article number 7 of the Human Rights Declaration, it violates the Human Rights Declaration to incite any discrimination against the enforcement of the uniformity of the schools. You've incited to cause me to be arrested numerous times and put in jail. Yes, when you had the knowledge that I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Now, when we look at number, you seem to be upset about this. See, everyone has the right to an effective remedy. And you notice I didn't highlight any of this? Yes. These competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted to him or her by the Constitution or by the law. I'm not going to limit myself to the Supreme Court of the United States. No, don't do it. I'm not going to limit myself to the International Court of Criminal Justice. No, don't do it. I'm not going to limit myself to The Hague. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do that.